Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Who Podcast The Watchmen. This is episode 6. We're finishing up the Before Watchmen Minutemen series, issue 6. Oh, yeah, and guess what? Whatever happened to the American Dream?
You're looking at it. It came true.
You spoiled the ending. But who are we? I am Phil. I'm sure everyone knows my voice and is sick of it. And with me is
Tyler. Phil, the legend, and that's what we call him, the legend. Also,
to my face.
Somebody had a birthday yesterday.
Yeah, 40.
Let's say it wasn't Jesus.
No.
It was Phil.
That's right. April Fool's. No, really it was. All right. So before we get into Before Watchmen Minutemen 6, Tyler, did you pick up Doomsday Clock number 4?
Yes, I did. I'm telling you right now, as soon as the last issue comes out, I'm just gonna have to reread it all straight through.
Oh, well, after we get through all the other stuff, we're gonna get to that eventually too. So,
because I really want to read it. Like, what I'd like to do is I'd like to read, like in not one sitting, but like read Watchmen then right into Doomsday Clock. But I really like this past Doomsday Clock issue.
Get the origin of the new Rorschach.
And how it ties back into the original.
Yes, it ties to the original story, yes.
And we'll just say that, because no spoilers, because it just came out.
I mean, it's a good story so far, but it's so weird because they like pumped this up like it was going to be like a big Superman story. And have we seen him since like issue 1, like the last couple pages of issue 1?
No, but I mean, like, it's 12 issues.
Yeah, true.
And we're only on issue, 4?
Yeah, but I mean, they pumped it up like, oh, Superman's gonna be a big part of this. He was in 1 issue, Batman was in what, 1 or 2 issues?
Yeah. Well, we'll just kind of wait and see, So I don't know. We'll see.
Yes,
it'll come down to like Superman and Dr. Manhattan or something.
So this came out this past week. So what? We have to wait 2 months now.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like 2 months before the next issue, like I'm just like, man, like I don't know. It's annoying.
So wait, so there's like 7 more issues, say 2 months apiece. So we're gonna wait like over a year for like the end of this thing.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We have enough stuff to catch up. By the time we finish Before Watchmen the movie, we might just be right there with Doomsday Clock.
This is probably one of your biggest, most high-profile comics right now, DC. I'd put some more resources behind this, if you know what I mean.
Well, like you and I, like we were talking before, like if I'm gonna write something like this, I mean, I want to make sure my scripts are all done before it starts printing. And I mean, I know Jeff Johns is busy. Like this is his big return to writing since Rebirth.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. That's why he should have scripts all written out ahead of time. So if stuff does get busy, be like, okay, here, guys, here's the next one.
Well, it just stinks because like Doomsday Clock's taking place, but it's gonna be one of those things gonna be weird. Like when Superman shows up in Doomsday Clock, will it be like the Superman that's currently like his costume? Because we didn't see him in costume, did we?
No, because wasn't he in bed dreaming or whatever?
Yeah. And like
no. Is he gonna be Bendis Superman?
That's what I'm saying. Like it's gonna be the Bendis looking Superman by the time we finish it out, because isn't Doomsday Clock like a jump forward? Isn't it like a year or 2?
I think it's supposed to be like a year ahead, yeah, of where it started. So yeah.
I mean, we teased stuff with the end of Darkseid Wars into Rebirth, and then we got the Button and stuff falling off my walls, and that was it. I mean, it was like I felt like we waited too long. Like the hype kind of like fizzled.
Oh yeah.
And now we're like waiting forever for it to happen.
Well, such weird timing because now we got 2-month gap in between each issue. It like kills the momentum. Plus, they released it before like Dark Knight's Metal was over. I mean, the last issue came out this week, but that was late too. And it's like,
I don't know. It's just like, there was such a hype when we first saw that picture of Batman holding the comedian's button.
mm-hmm.
And that was like at the start of Rebirth. And then we got the book, The Button, the two-parter. And then we're just now getting the conclusion of this. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get it going here.
All right. Before Watchmen, Minutemen number 6, the finale of Minutemen.
Dum dum dum.
So it starts off with, you kids may not know what this is, but this is a vinyl record. People used to listen to music on this.
And a promo for Arrow.
Oh my god, what is that? Like, looks like season 2 maybe.
I think it is.
That's the thing. I mean, some of you people, Lil Hellfire, I'm looking at you, love your digital comics, but like, you get a hard copy, man. It's like a time capsule.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy to go back and look at old comics. Like the trades don't even have like that kind of stuff in it, but the individuals, when they have the promos and stuff like that, it's just kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Snickers advertisement that's where you're all of a sudden you turn the page and you're reading it, and then you realize this is an ad.
Oh, and this Justice League of America #1 with the American flag on it. Do you remember this? They had variants, so you could get like 50 different variants, or 50 some, because it was like each state had like its own variant. Like I ordered the Pennsylvania variant.
Nice.
Yeah.
Huh. I'll have to track down the Ohio.
I was gonna say, if you could track it down, I don't know how much it is, but yeah, I'm sure you could get an Ohio one. But I'm sure there's some lunatic out there who had got every all 50. Like I said, I think it was even more, because there was the regular version had the American flag, and then there was the 50 states. I forget if Puerto Rico might have had one. Can't remember if there was another one. There was Canada or something. There's something. I don't know.
You got me intrigued now.
But anyway, before Watchmen, Minutemen number 6, yeah, we get that old record. Then we get Night Owl getting the key to the city.
I like it with Marilyn Monroe, basically.
Thank you, Marilyn Monroe. The mayor was there with a big-time actress and her husband, the baseball player.
Hold on, I'm going to grab something. Keep talking.
Okay. All right, so yes, Hollis Mason gets in the key to the city. So he says it had been 2 weeks since that night with Justice.
Yeah.
Wow, there he is. Night Owl action figure. But yeah, so I guess this takes place 2 weeks after last issue. It says it's been 2 weeks since that night with Justice.
Yep. I like the grid, him remembering what he did, like saving that boy.
Yeah, all the people thanking him for, saving them, or the police chief saying he dragged 4 of my men out of that inferno.
And then I'm just a really big fan of the 9-panel grid of the Watchmen series. Because I like it because you get to do certain panels that in some comics you might not, of just a facial reaction shot.
Mm-hmm. But next page then now he says him and Byron were determined to find justice, so they stopped by Nelson's place.
Good old Captain Metropolis.
So we thought since you knew who hoarded justice best, you might be able to help us find him.
And then I love how they're talking, no one knows anything about him, blah, blah, blah. And then he makes the comment, the only home he knows is, and then he has his epiphany, the tower.
Mm-hmm.
And here they come. Night Owl and the Moth.
They could have called the cops, but they didn't. They want to finish it themselves.
And then we have this really cool, you see them coming up from the boat, heading to the tower. You have this really cool shot of Hooded Justice up, like in the window, and it's just the black hood and the red cape. Almost looks like Spawn.
But yeah, like this whole series is like got that cool, like dark, pulpy vibe.
I found this very interesting. Just Byron saves Hollis.
Yeah, he gets clocked with a packing, like a wooden packing crate or something.
And then he rounds the corner.
Justice has Moth.
And he had this really interesting line. You've made a grave mistake coming here. Take this Cretan and leave, or I will kill you both. And then basically, he talked about the anger inside of him. We see the record. We see the lesbian whore written from the death of Silhouette, and he just tackles. He tackles Justice
and he also remembers the comedian's words and said, "What kind of stupid bleep fights crime with a noose around his neck?"
Yeah.
So Hollis grabs that noose as he's tackling him, and he says he was dead before he hit the ground.
And this is, then he goes over and checks on Byron, and then Nelson shows up, and it's really kind of eerie that. Like just the look on Captain Metropolis's face of saying goodbye as the building like deteriorates, and you're like, wow, we're only a couple pages into this. But the last panel here says, like I said, I didn't care. I slept like a baby. Quote the Hollis, nevermore. And then we jump kind of back to our regular timeline, it looks like.
But the 60s, or it's moving forward because Byron was saying he was going to retire now, but Hollis is like, I'm not sure why I didn't retire, but he said I kept my promise and my heart was lighter for it.
And it shows him playing with Sally.
He just worked his neighborhood, then he playing with playing with Lori.
Yeah, and Sally's sitting there watching. Yeah. And then we see the rise of Ozymandias at the bottom. Dr. Manhattan takes up all 9 grids.
I know, that's awesome, that page. Just taking the gun apart.
And then back to him and Byron. And we find that Byron helped get him his shop for his automotive business.
Yep.
I like this. Byron Lewis is my best friend. I love him not like a brother, but as a brother. And I cried on his shoulders because I know this incredible gift was his goodbye. And then the twist, like a Shyamalan twist.
Oh, yeah. Hollis wakes up in bed one night and he hears the music playing. That's where the record comes in, kids. So he walks in his front room, and who's sitting there with his dog? Listening to some music. Yeah, the comedian.
More like the comedian we know.
Yep, the one we see at the beginning of the movie, yeah.
And he starts just kind of chit-chatting. They're blah, 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 and back and forth. And he comments on the book that he wrote. And he says, let me tell you a funny story. And this is where I had to read it twice. So,
well, he tells him you can't rate your book as it is.
Yep.
He says, all I'm writing is the truth. He's like, truth? Like, there is no truth. There are only truths. Like your book there, it's, well, the truth as you believe it. It's the truth as far as you know it.
So we find out that where is it?
Oh, well, they said during the hearings, Justice disappeared, and that didn't sit well with Hoover, the FBI. So,
yeah, and he says that there's where is it? Hold on. I found all the crap you had gotten off Ursula. The tapes were something to hear. It occurred to me that Ursula was killed in the Boston area. It was a long shot, but I went up there to see the evidence. Maybe there was a clue about justice I could work. Shows he had started going through everything. She figured this guy for a Nazi she knew back in Europe. The guy wore a mask just like Justice. I figured maybe they were the same man. Let's see.
So he ran it through the bureau, and they said he swapped Mueller for Mueller, but it all fit. The guy was sick even for the Nazis. He disappeared in 1939. Everyone just assumed the Nazis had executed him, but he came over, and I guess he joined the circus.
Yep, as a circus strongman, comedian paid him a visit and killed him. And I was like, okay. And then let's see. A kid's book that he found. It talked about he dressed up as he kidnapped the kid.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't hurt him, and then he dressed up as Justice.
Yeah, the comedian dressed up as Justice to draw Night Owl out.
And he was the one that hit Night Owl.
Because he wanted him to relate him to the real Hooded Justice, and he says, I didn't think you'd kill him.
And then he says, told you it was a funny story. So he basically leaves him with the fact that Hooded Justice was innocent. Right?
Yeah, the killing. Yeah, they show the comedian kills the guy at the circus, so he can't be Hooded Justice.
Right. He was just the guy, the killer.
Yeah.
And comedian just used Hooded Justice to try to draw out the real Hooded Justice.
Mm-hmm.
And it just I don't know, that part just kind of blew my mind because, and then you find he killed the real Hooded Justice on accident for no reason.
Well, he did not accident, but yeah, he killed him for, yeah. So, comedian says, I didn't think you'd kill him. I told you it was a funny story. He says, Mr. Hoover and other interested parties think you'd be better off writing a more lighthearted look at the past. And he's like, it's not just you. He's like, if you have to go, think of Byron, Nelson, think of, you get the picture. If I have to come back here, you won't wake up to music. You won't wake up at all.
See you later, hero.
Yeah.
And then we just get where he kind of edits, cuts.
Well, he says he'd even started editing anyway, just for the sake of his friends. And he said it was looking at little Lori and realizing what Sally had been trying to get through my head. And he said he cut out the parts Blake was talking about. The one part I didn't cut out was Blake's attack on Sally.
Yep.
Bleep him. He can carry that, and if he wants to kill me, so be it.
And then the last pages, you get the Hollis Mason's Under the Hood signing. The next panel is Rorschach and the New Night Owl. And then the hood, under the hood, get it? Under the hood of the car. And then him smiling and saying, hand me my socket set. And that's how the Minutemen end.
So kind of a dark ending, but at least Hollis gets kind of a happy ending here, you know.
Hollis gets not so much a happy ending as he gets a resolve. You know, he gets something that he can do, and he has to live. He has to live with what he's done as well as how he was played, and move forward. So, yep, and that's how it ends.
Yeah, yeah.
I find it a great read. I really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't sure if I would because there was no character. I mean, I always liked Hollis Mason. I didn't really think I care for the story, but man, I was wrong.
It's old school heroes, like the 40s stuff, like your Justice Society or even your Captain America.
So I highly recommend it.
Oh yeah, especially if you're a fan of Watchmen. But yeah, if you're a fan of like those old school heroes, yeah, pick it up. And it's like the old school with like a kind of a dark modern twist. All right. So do we have any other business?
Nope.
All right.
Still waiting to find out more details from HBO.
That's true. All right. Well, two pieces of business. One, next episode, you might be like, hey, what are we gonna do now that we finished up Minutemen? Well, if you want to read ahead, we're gonna jump to Silk Spectre issue 1. So
yeah, we're gonna do this. I've never read the Silk Spectre ones either.
Oh yeah.
No, so I'm pretty. You know what? I'm enjoying this, so I'm pretty excited to do this.
Nice.
Just straight like we are.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only two I haven't read.
Mm-hmm. And I have a surprise for all of you, including Tyler. I'm working. I couldn't finish the Facebook yet, but we do have a Twitter. Who Podcast the Watchmen? You can follow. Probably can't see my phone. Who Podcast the Watchmen? You can follow us at Who Pods Watchmen. Yeah.
That's sweet. I can take pictures. I have like some stuff around here. Just gotta dig it out. It's mainly Watchmen stuff from the movie, but I'm not cool like Phil with the Watchmen behind him.
So follow us for behind the scenes pictures, links to episodes, and we start getting any news from HBO or something, we'll start putting that up. And like I said, I'll work on the Facebook also. So
awesome. Yeah, I'll be hitting that up because this is just the tip of the Watchmen iceberg.
All right, but Tyler, if anyone wants to talk comics with you, where can they get a hold of you?
Get a hold of me at JTY Patrick on Twitter. I do the Krypton Report podcast and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter at Krypton Report Pod and KryptonReportPod@gmail.com.
As for me, you can always get a hold of me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com. On Twitter, I am at nightwingpdp. And we're talking Facebook and Twitter. Make sure you follow the Capes and Lunatics, especially Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks, where this podcast airs. It's on Facebook, Twitter at CL Sidekicks. And you can follow the main show at Capes Lunatics. And the voicemail for anything Capes and Lunatics, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. Let us know what you think of the Before Watchmen stuff. All right. I think that's it for this episode. So again, whatever happened to the American dream?
It came true. You're looking at it. I need to go get a domino mask.
Ain't that fun?
All right, so next episode, I need a domino mask and a cigar. Gee, what are you doing down there? Nothing.
No!
Like I'm podcasting Phil.
Oh man, I need like a Rorschach mask. It's like Patrick thought he was funny, was not.
That's what you gotta do. Just be like, "Where's my face?"
Refer to you and then like,
"Give me back my face."
Patrick was laughing with his woman.